back to another episode of the CarterCast. I'm your host, Carter Bond. On today's show, we have the four-man football pod back. It's me, it's Dylan, it's Grant, and it's Connor. And we have a phenomenal show for you today. We start off, we recap a couple games in the NFL. Panthers, Seahawks. The Panthers, the NFC South is in their hands. We gave out Panthers 15-1 a couple weeks ago. We were back on the Panthers bandwagon, and we are here. It's down to plus 360. It's in their hands right now. We get into that, talk a little bit about the Jets, Bills, and then also the parlay hit again last week. We're going to hit again this week. Tune in at the end of the show to see the parlay for this week. But we first start off in college football. We promised this, the Bull Bets competition. The way it works is we each pick a game, a 5-unit play, 4-unit play, 3-unit play, 2-unit play, 1-unit play. So we have 5 plays, and then we have a winner prize, loser prize. It's great. We had a ton of fun doing it. We really hope you guys enjoy it as well. And I'll put all the picks on cartercast.com so it's organized and easy for you to see. I'll have that up Thursday morning for you on cartercast.com. Check that out. And then we go through all the NFL games like normal. It's a great, great podcast. And make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are the absolute best. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. We're back. We're back. We're back. Parlay hit again. The parlay is back. I can't even remember if it was 4 or 5 times this year. We're up 40 plus units this year. Phenomenal start to the season for us. Plus the Mormon Moneyline parlay, we're up well over 100 units on everything we're doing this year. We even saved college football by hitting a parlay. The sharpest NFL podcast. We say it time and time again. We keep delivering. We're not going to stop delivering. Even this week, we're going to go back-to-back parlays. I just want to give a quick round of applause and pat ourselves on the back for this one.
We're definitely the sharpest. I don't know how we don't have a deal with somebody, like, someone sponsoring the parlay, because it keeps hitting. And whether it's 4 or 5 times, 4 times, that means we made 48 units. Subtract the weeks we didn't win, 10. I mean, that's 38 units right there if we hit 4.
Exactly. And the thing is, somebody pick us up. Somebody pick up the sponsorship. You're getting all this brand awareness. I mean, there's gonna be so many people tailing next year. It's gonna be crazy. So this is the time to buy now. Buy low.
Buy low while you can. That's right, Connor.
Action's looking for micro influencers. There we go.
CarterCast NFL parlay.
That's what we need. Just every week we just put in a CarterCast NFL parlay on the Action app. Real recap of the weekend. Let me see here. College football, nothing really to talk about. We just had like a zillion opt-outs. Rest in peace, Mike Leach, the man, the myth, the legend,
Tragedy.
The pirate
man. But in the NFL, let's talk about the NFL real quick. Thursday night, Raiders blowed against the Rams. That feels like an eternity ago. Raiders season's completely over.
Shout out Baker.
Yeah, Baker.
Shout out Baker.
Baker's still not good. Well,
Matt Rule should be tried for war crimes.
Raider season may be over, but you know what's not over is the first half season. It's back on, baby. Back on full throttle.
Gosh.
The Raiders first half hit and the Bengals first half hit. Boys, that parlay was very, very nice. All I'm going to say is that was referenced on the podcast last week. First half season back on in full effect.
Are we going first half this week?
Oh, I can't give it the information now, but I'm pretty sure we'll have some first half plays this week for sure.
All right. Ravens barely squeak it out against the Steelers. I'm struggling today already. That was a boring game. That game sucked.
Hey, we kept seeing it on Red Zone though.
That's the other thing is if you're watching NFL Red Zone, Scott Hansen just kept going to that Ravens Steelers game. It didn't matter at all. Lions, the trap line of the week, Lions -2 against the 10-2 Vikings. Lions win 34-23. We kind of were aware of that trap.
See, we would have been all over the Vikings like week 1, week 2. We'd have been, at least I would have. I feel like we've gotten a little sharper as the year's gone on. Sniffing out some of those little lines like that.
Well, it wasn't a trap because the markets are efficient, but great pick all around by the pod on Lions.
No such thing as a trap line, right, Dylan?
All right, no such thing as a trap line. Anyhow, Jags destroy the Titans. Titans in a free fall a little bit. Jags 36, Titans 22. Anything to say for yourself?
This is like the last straw. I can give him credit here. Just fire the GM. Maybe a little bit of turmoil in the locker room. We got to get on it. We got to get on it this week against the Chargers. We got the Texans on deck. The only tough game we have left is the Cowboys. If we can win every one but that, I would love to play Cincinnati again, given what they've been given to us for the past 3 years. So I'm hands not on the panic button, but it's hovering above it just slightly.
All right, there we go. Eagles dominate the Giants. Eagles win 48-22. Eagles just, my goodness, man. They're just
checking a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it's just like, obviously the Eagles are good, but am I crazy? Like, they're still not the number one team for me in the NFL.
They aren't.
I wouldn't feel like they're the favorite.
I think we all think the same about the Eagles, man. It's crazy. They jump on teams quick, which is super interesting. Like once they jump on them, like it's they get up so much real quick. It's like there's nothing they can do when teams adjust. It's impressive.
Jets Bills. Jets cover. Bills win 20-12. That was a gross game.
Huge.
Mike White. Mike White getting the Zach Wilson treatment in that one, getting just absolutely destroyed.
He got mauled.
Free rushers up the middle, bro.
Free
rushers up the middle, bro. Yeah, he's learning what it's like to play quarterback right now behind that line when you actually play a real defense. And he put up 10 offensive points, so we have that. We have 10 points to show for it. So,
Grant, what's Zach Wilson to put up more?
I don't know, bro. I think he would have. First, I think he would have. I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. The line is porous, regardless of who plays quarterback. That's been an issue, and it apparently is a worse issue. Like it's been a revolving door at tackle specifically, but man, I don't know, man. It's scary to think that 10 offensive points is franchise quarterback, but that's what we're looking at. So we'll see. We'll talk about it a little bit, but we'll see.
Browns, Bengals. Bengals win 23-10. Nice under in that game. Shout out Dylan for that one. Deshaun Watson looked horrendous. The Browns stink. Browns playoff chances are out the window.
Give him some slack. He hasn't played football in 800 days. It's like,
but he still stunk in the game.
Oh, well, yeah, he did.
Yeah, so there we go. And I had the Browns plus 4.5, 5.5. I can't remember. I think it was 4.5. And that was bad. Texans barely lose to the Cowboys. This is the Cowboys walk in. They're asleep. They were looking at. It was a classic look ahead spot, but this doesn't make me think anything less of the Cowboys, to be honest.
Me either. How about that last play by the Texans at the end on 4th and goal whenever they decided to go for it? That was a tank play. That was a tank play call right there. Running a QB boot with Jeff Driscoll. That's a tank play. That's called we want to guarantee the number 1 pick. That was ridiculous. Shameful by the Texans.
I had Texans money line too.
I hope Bryce Young likes Houston. And I know that the action pick didn't hit.
Oh, that one was miserable too. That one drive at the end of this first half where he just kept throwing. Oh, yeah, that was rough. But
that was rough.
We come back. We bounce back, baby.
Chiefs win 34-28 over the Broncos. They blew a 27-point lead, whatever it was. Russell Wilson actually looked good and then gets destroyed. That was one of the scariest camera angle shots I think I've ever seen. They had him laying on the floor dead like that.
That was bad. That was another sleepwalking game for the Chiefs there. They went up big and they're like, oh, we can just coast the rest of the way. Still, I don't think any less of them because of that, I don't think.
Yep. This is one I was very excited to talk about. 49ers win 35-7 over the Buccaneers. I kept telling y'all, Brady stinks.
The rest of the team's not very good around him, though.
Yeah, that's not an indictment on Brady. That's more of a statement about the 49ers.
I don't know.
Yeah, Brady just literally last week just marched his team down the field twice with 3 minutes left and won the game for him. And you're saying Brady stinks.
Who is he playing?
He's playing the schedule that he's got.
Okay. He was playing the New Orleans Saints, who are possibly one of the worst coach teams in football. They're going sneaky under the radar for worst coach team in the NFL right now.
The Saints defense is not as bad as people make it out to be, though.
Y'all think Taysom could take over coaching for a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's the resume. He might do a little bit better job, to be honest.
I mean, they're pitiful, but we'll talk about the Buccaneers when we talk about lines and everything. Dolphins, Chargers win 23-17.
Over.
Whatever. Yeah, the over.
Wait, no, that's Sunday night. Did you mention the Vikings yet? We did, right?
Yeah. I'm
Sorry,
waiting to talk
I wanted my flowers for the over. Sorry.
You're
Sorry.
right.
Sorry.
We did talk about the over. We said it was a little scare.
That's on me. Yeah, that was before the show. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool.
But yeah, Chargers won 23-17 over the Dolphins. That was a boring game.
Did Tua forget how to play football, Dylan?
No, he'll figure it out. It's just growing pains. Prime time spotlight.
He for damn sure sold my fantasy team because Jalen Waddle did not get the ball.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Tyreek Hill was the only receiver that had a decent play that game.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. I'm not worried about Tua. Dolphins are still a good team. Got to get the defense figured out.
Yeah,
but I'll figure it out.
Pats won 27-13 over the Cardinals on Monday night. Cliff Kingsbury has to be gone, right?
Oh, yeah. I did want to mention Hunter Henry selling that touchdown, getting tackled at the 2-yard line. Come on now, Hunter. You're better than that.
Pick up the speed a little bit. Yeah, come on.
I understand you're a big guy, and yeah. Come on.
You got to find the pay dirt. I will say, you know who else was getting the Zach Wilson treatment? Colt McCoy. He was getting his head taken off every play in the second half. That was insane. That also sold me my fantasy playoffs because Marquise Brown needed about 2 catches in the second half. Just Colt McCoy couldn't even get the ball off. Could not even get the ball off.
Colt McCoy is sneaky. I would say one of the better backups in the league. He impresses me anytime he steps on the field.
Yep.
If he had a little time to throw, I mean, it might have been a different story.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the game I skipped over on purpose because last but not least, the Carolina Panthers 30, Seattle Seahawks 24. I said it all week. We spent like 12 minutes talking about the Carolina Panthers in this Seahawks game, how Sam Darnold's going to come out looking pretty good. The Seahawks pass rush. I'm having a stroke here today, guys. Excuse me. The Seattle pass rush is awful. Their D-line is abysmal. We ran it down their throats. We played NFL football. Sam Darnold didn't look bad, but one thing I will say, Sam Darnold didn't look good. I think that's very fair to say.
That was a clinic by the Panthers offensive line. Let me just say, especially in the second half when they wanted to kill the clock, they just ran the ball down their throats. And there was a couple drives where Darnold would throw it like twice, and then they go 3 and out. Me and Carter would be texting like, "What the hell?" Like run the ball. Sure enough, they ran it down their throats and pulled it out. God, division's there for the taking. The division's there.
I'm impressed with both you boys because you guys were on the pulse on that one. You guys called it exactly. Like I'm talking to the exact yard, basically how that game was gonna go down. It was crazy. So mad props to you guys. You guys were all over that one.
And we gave out, hey, it was time to take the Panthers 15-1 to win the division a couple weeks ago. It's down to plus 360. The division is solely in the Panthers' hands. The Panthers went out. The division is theirs.
Jeez.
Love to hear that. Did not think I'd be hearing that.
Win the division, bro. With the type of production they've had at quarterback, that's insane.
And the 4 games we have left: the Steelers, the Lions, the Bucs, and the Saints.
I think they win 3 of those. I'm gonna be honest. I think they win 3. I can't wait for Brian Burns to be all over Tom Brady in the backfield. I can't wait.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We'll get into NFL games in a minute, but anything else from this weekend?
Another stellar NFL week from us. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's
best in the business.
It's to be expected now.
Sharp as ever. That's all I'm going to say.
And even like the picks that we're giving out when we talk about each of these individual games, I mean, we're just on fire.
They're well over 500, I think, for picks we actually take. I think they're pretty over 500.
Oh, yeah.
Now, college basketball, don't tell us, please.
Please,
okay. Are we guys ready to talk about college football now?
Let's get it.
Let's get a little transition. Yeah, let's get a little transition.
Yeah, we're going to go transition into college football, and then we're going to go back to the NFL because we promised this last week. We're doing our bowl bets competition. Did we decide what was on the line?
I think it. I was thinking about this earlier. Maybe the winner is Mr. CarterCast.
Oh, that's good.
That's a lot of pressure on you, Carter, because the name is literally named after you.
That's true.
Should we say the winner has to host one of these football pods?
I
think that's the loser trophy. To be honest,
I was going to say, is that a reward or a punishment? I'm down for whatever.
Maybe
winner or loser.
Maybe the winner gets a week or two like the show gets named after him. We got the Connor cast or the Grant cast or the Wilkerson cast, maybe.
The Carter cast sponsored by the Connor cast.
Yeah. Shout out the Carter cast crew.
There we
I'm down with loser hosting.
I'm down.
That'd be kind of funny.
Loser hosting. What winner has to get something? I guess they win all their bets, so they win money.
They,
Yeah, it almost feels like
What let's paint this scenario though. There's a very real chance the winner wins with like negative 2.2 units.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Maybe
The
we
winner
should go.
could be negative.
that's gonna be funny. That's gonna be funny.
All right. Do we have a thing for the winner?
I mean, they could pride. I don't really have
No.
prize right now.
Who do you think we are?
Look,
Participation trophy.
I'll hook it up with like a $50 gift card for like whoever wins.
I'd be down
I'm
with throwing
down.
like $50. They'll throw in a $50 pot, so winner gets what, $150,
Yeah.
and loser's got a host.
Yeah. Loser has to host.
Okay,
All right,
I'm down with
I
that.
like that.
fair enough.
All right. Well, I'm going to end up losing, so this is just going to be my job anyways. All right. So
Tell us
if you didn't
about
listen to
that.
last week, we're doing a bull bet competition. The way it's going to work is we pick 5 games each. We pick a game for 5 units, 4 units, 3 units, 2 units, and 1 unit. So 5 games, 1 in each spot. And then we're going to build a college football bowl parlay. We're not going to talk about the college football playoff at all this week. No college football playoff. That's going to be for next week's pod or maybe the week after that, in between Christmas, right before the games start. We'll get way into that one. But it's going to be all these crappy bowl games. We're talking the Bahamas Bowl. We're talking the New Mexico Bowl. We're talking the Bad Boy Mowers Bowl. We're talking about the Meineke Car Care Bowl. I don't even know if those bowls exist anymore. But are we ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
I think we are.
All right, Dylan, start us off. Do we want to start with our 1 units and then build up? Okay,
Yes,
that's what
that's
I
what I
did.
was thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
All right, start with your 1 unit play, Dylan, and then we're just going to go around. Should we go snake draft? So Dylan, Grant, Connor, me, then back around.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, so for each of mine, I got the pick. I have like maybe 15 seconds worth of stats. So my first one, my 1 unit play, Memphis minus 7.5 versus Utah State. Memphis has not recorded any opt-outs yet, so that's always liable to change. But Utah State over 120 total penalty yards per game. We're looking at 70 plus on offense and about 50 on defense. You know how I love to fade the teams that are penalized a lot. And the running back for Utah State, Calvin Tyler Jr., not playing, and he took a lot of snaps at running back and a lot of carries. So I'm going to bank on Memphis here against Utah State. Memphis minus 7.5.
Remind me, because I actually have this game too on one of mine. Where's the bowl game at?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head. Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. That's why I asked.
I'll
This
look it
is
up
how,
real
like,
quick.
I know we're supposed to come in prepped, but it's hard to remember where these bowl games are, man.
yeah, it is.
Oh, I mean, you can't expect, not off the top of your head like that.
Great. Give me your 1 unit play while Dylan looks that up.
All right, boys. While you look that up, I'm gonna go with a little Connor themed play. I'm gonna go with the North Carolina Tar Heels plus 14 against Oregon. Give me that
repping
for
tonight.
1 unit. I don't love it, but I like it. It's like one of those plays where it's a lot of points. I feel like they might be a little bit more excited to be in this bowl game than Oregon's going to be in this bowl game.
Yep.
And like what we talked about, it's kind of like a crapshoot. You're throwing darts, almost like who's really going to play, how long they're going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting some of their better players to not really play really meaningful snaps in this game that much. So that's kind of what I'm banking on. So that's what that looks like.
Love to hear that. Love to hear the support for the Tar Heels right there.
It's some support, right? Like I'm not in love with it, but I like it.
You like it enough for a unit, a quick unit. Yeah. All right.
Exactly. A quick unit.
Here we go.
The first responder bowl, real quick, Dallas, Texas. That's the Memphis
First
Utah
responder
State.
bowl. Okay, there we go.
All right.
That doesn't make me
Cowboys.
feel any different about that. I'll be honest.
Oh man.
All right, Connor, 1 unit play.
All right. For my 1 unit play, let's keep it short and sweet. We're going to the Bahamas Bowl. First bowl. Let's kick it off. 11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m.
Because also everybody's gonna have a bet on this game, whether they like it or not.
Oh,
I'm not gonna have it in out of my 5 picks, but you're gonna have a play in this game.
This is my only play. This is my only play in this game right now. It's
come on.
I'm just gonna do it. It's the first bowl game. Dylan, you're scaring me because I'm not going to take what you want me to take.
What is it?
The over.
No, that's not what I have, but
Okay. All right.
that's okay.
You don't have the under?
No, I don't have it officially, but I like Miami at first glance.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I'm going over here, over 44.5. Honestly, not a lot of numbers to back it up. I mean, you can look at the numbers and be like, Miami, Ohio, they went over in two of their last three. UAB's over in their last four. Obviously, they haven't played each other in the last few games, but 11:30 a.m. Bahamas Bowl. There's gonna be some points scored. We're just gonna start off with some good vibes. Just a gut feeling on this one. No real stats to back it up. So, give me Miami, Ohio, and UAB over 44.5 for my 1 unit quartercast play.
Beautiful.
All right. I'm getting mine put in here real quick. I'm deciding between two. I'll do my 1 unit play, NC State money line in the Duke's Mayo Bowl against Maryland.
I like that one.
I like that too. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Good old Finley at quarterback. I think is he the 4th string?
He was, yeah.
I can't keep up with how many quarterbacks they're losing at NC State. They are literally just so similar to the Carolina Panthers. It's actually kind of eerie. They're on their 4th quarterback.
Pretty good
Their
defense.
defense is good. Their defense always keeps them in games, but their offensive play calling is so conservative. Anyhow, I got NC State money line against the Maryland Terrapins
Carter.
in the Duke's Mayo Bowl for 1 unit.
Do we have word if Alec Nugent is playing in that game? Is he opting out?
He's opting in.
Opting in? That's my 5 unit play.
Word on the street is he opted out of traveling the last 2 games, but he is opting in for the bowl game.
That seems a little fishy.
Opting in.
Yeah. So, all right. And then I got to do a 2 unit play, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Let's work it back.
I'm going to go with Marshall UConn over 41.
I like that.
41 points is way too low for a bowl game like this. And there are going to be 2 stupid special teams defensive touchdowns. I feel like in the second quarter, we could have 35 points, and I'm sitting here laughing watching this game.
I like that. I like that play.
So Marshall UConn over 41 for 2 units, and then Connor, you're up for 2.
Yeah, so my 2 unit play, I'm actually going to go back to the well here, the well that's hurt me so many times this year. And that's my North Carolina Tar Heels. And we're going plus 14. I'm going to take it now. I'm going to go ahead and put the bet in now. So I would advise putting it in if you're going to tell me as soon as the show's over. Not advised to tell me. But that line to go down, we mentioned it before the show. Bo Nix is playing, but how much is he going to play? I mean, if what if he plays a quarter? What if he plays a half? Drake May's coming back next year. Already said he's coming back to Carolina. He's playing the whole game. They're going to be fired up to be in this bowl game. They want to end the season on a strong note because they have hit a major lull at the end of the year. I can see Carolina going early and then making a little comeback here. I think 14 is way too many points, and I don't think you're going to see them quit like they did against Clemson or something like that. So we're going to go Carolina plus 14 for 2 units.
Also, this Oregon defense is not good, and especially, I don't know what the opt-out situation is. This is the disaster that is of betting bowl games right now. Is the opt-out situation is so hit or miss, but the Oregon defense is not good. Obviously, we know the Carolina defense isn't good. I don't have it, but I do like the over in that game, even though it's at 71.5.
Sneaky fact about that game as well. Carolina's had a few starting members of the secondary opt out, and you might think, oh no, opt outs. That might be sneaky good for them because their defense has been awful this year. So some of those second stringers, they might get some run. They might be out to prove something a little more fired up than that, mediocre defense that we've seen all year. Josh Downs opted out. Don't like that. Play a little Antoine Green prop whenever those come out closer to time. I like that.
All right. Grant, 2 units. You're up.
Ooh, 2 unit play. All right, this is an homage to our boy Mike Leach, the Pirate.
Oh,
I'm gonna take Mississippi State plus 2.
let's
Classy
go.
play.
Against Illinois. So that's my 2 unit play just to throw in there for our boy the Pirate. I honestly think this team's gonna be fired up. I kind of like those. I like points in that game anyways, but now you kind of give me added motivation, especially in a bowl game where not much really means anything. I'll take that all day.
Yep, I agree with that. It's hard to quantify it, but especially in bowl games, these early bowl games, motivation means everything because you could have a team that's just completely, not bought in. So I like that a lot. My 2 unit play, Texas Tech plus 3.5 versus Ole Miss. Texas Tech can air the ball out, and Ole Miss is missing their cornerback Miles Battle. He, took 322 snaps this season, so he was a big part of that defense, and Ole Miss is going to be missing him. It's the Texas Bowl. You can't not take Texas Tech in the Texas Bowl.
This is where like the part of the podcast where our reasoning for these just get ridiculous. We're like, we're putting 4 units on because they're playing in Texas.
But that, that's bowl season. You can't go by like season long stats in these meaningless bowls. You're not going to be helped out by that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also worth mentioning Tech covered their last 3 games of the season, so they're coming into it hot. But now I'm giving my 3, right? My 3 unit?
Yep.
Yes. Back to you, Dylan.
All right. This is where like 1 and 2 are kind of down here. 3, 4, and 5. I really like them, guys. And number 3, Kansas State +3 versus Alabama.
Woo.
Alabama has seen a slew of transfers. People wanting to transfer out, and I mean the list is pretty extensive. It doesn't help out Alabama's cause that Saban pretty much went on national TV and said they were a bad football team because they were trying to make a case for TCU to not get in. So I think what you were talking about, Grant. There is a bit of that motivation there. Oh, you want to call our team bad? No, we'll show you. So I like Kansas State there. Real quick, I might have something else on that. Oh, their head coach 12-6-1 against the spread in bowl games. And yeah, that's all I have. Kansas State +3.5.
Kind of respect that one.
We've rode some Kansas State this year, so there's been some good vibes there.
Yep.
Grant, 3 units.
All right, boys. This is the perfect spot, in my opinion, the 3-unit play for an emotional hedge. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Because it can't make or break the season, but it's also like one of those things where if it does hit, it will still help me enough in what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to take Utah -2.5 against Penn State. That's my emotional hedge game. This is Utah fans' Super Bowl. They will show up in droves. They will be there. This is like the biggest game ever. I know they lost last year to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, but I think they get this year. I think they get it done this year. And like I said, it's everything for them. This is the biggest game in their program's history, basically. And against, in my opinion, not the most impressive Penn State team. So I know I'm laying 2.5 with a Utah team, which kills me. But this is my perfect emotional hedge spot, boys.
So with that, there's a little bit of strategy here if you play this bowl bet competition thing out, because you can say, yeah, I want to bet the games that are coming up this Friday and Saturday, because we might know more opt-outs. But if you leave a 3-unit game at the end where Utah Penn State's January 1st, January 2nd, that's at the end of the that's at the end of the bowl season. So you're still going to be in it no matter what. But let's say like I pick all Friday, Saturday, like a Tuesday game, I'm out of it like immediately. Yep. I'm out of, there's nothing I can do. I'm toast no matter what. So that's what I kind of like, that picking a game, January 2nd.
Even though Clark Phillips is not going to play in that game, by the way. He opted out and Kincaid opted out. So they have a couple of big pieces out, which sucks. But again, even understanding that, that's my emotional head 3-unit play, boys. So just that's there for that.
All right.
It's fair. All right. My 3-unit play, I was back and forth on this one. There was 2 ACC schools I was looking to bet on. And the one I'm not going to go with, this is tough.
Just say the one you're going with.
I want to go Wake Forest here. I want to go Wake Forest. The money line right now is -111 on FanDuel, so we're going to go Wake Forest money line. Playing Missouri. And take a guess what this bowl's called. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. There you have it.
There you go.
We're going Wake money line against Missouri. Dylan said it before the show. A.T. Perry's been spotted practicing this week. That'd be huge for the Demon Deacons. Hartman, how much of an NFL career is he really going to have? Like, I think he's going to be coming out. Is he coming back next year? Because if not, then this might be his last college football game. I know he's up there in the age. I don't know. I like Wake. The defense isn't the best. Honestly, 16.5 points. Like, I was thinking under maybe, but I think I'm just going to stick with Wake to win it here for my 3-unit play.
All right. 3 units. I have so many plays on here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 plays I really like, and then 2 of them I've already done. Oh man. Oh man. I'm gonna go my beloved University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners and Troy over 55.5.
Okay.
We're going over in that one. We're going over for 3 units. And And then real quick, I kind of spoiled this one earlier. I have Memphis minus 7.5 for 4 units. I think they steamroll this Utah team. I think they're going to run all over them, control the clock. This Utah State defense is terrible. Memphis can run the ball phenomenally well. Give me Memphis all day, every day against the Aggies. Memphis minus 7.5 for Quattro units.
Wow.
So for my 4-unit play, I'm sticking with the state I currently reside in, and that's the Yukon Huskies. And we're going Connecticut plus 10.5 here against Marshall.
Really think about what you just said there. 4 units on the Yukon Huskies football program.
Listen. They're
Connor,
6-6 this year.
When you're narrating the podcast, or when you're doing the podcast,
they don't have to win. They don't have to win. They were 6-1 against the spread in their last 7. I think 10's a little much. I mean, 10 of Marshall's games, I looked this up before the show, 10 of Marshall's games have been decided by 13 points or less. UConn 6-1 against the spread in their last 7. I don't know if they're going to win outright. I think 10's a little much for a bowl like this, especially with the total being 41. Didn't you take the over in this one, Carter?
I did take the over.
That's a low total, and that makes me think it's going to be a decently close game. 10 points is a lot.
I feel like this is the lowest totals we've seen in bowl season. A lot of low 40s. We don't see a lot of low 40s in college football. These defenses might be so bad in these bowl games that I feel like points have to be scored.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, Marshall's defense has been pretty good this year, but it's a bowl game. So kind of all bets are off. I don't want to look at the data from the whole year. There's not many opt-outs in this game. I will say that. There's no big opt-outs in this game, but I like Connecticut to keep it close. I know 4 units is a lot on the UConn football program, but we're going to ride. We got to take some risks in this bowl competition.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl. There's no defense played in Myrtle Beach.
No, of course not.
All right, Grant, 4 units.
There's no defense at all in Myrtle
All right, boys.
Beach.
I do have a question on this one. Do we know of any opt-outs with this Washington team?
Not off the top of my head.
My play.
We can look.
Texas first half.
No, it will not be Texas first half.
According to the Action website that Dylan so graciously provided for us, Washington Huskies, there are none reported bowl game opt-outs.
All right, boys. Look, I'm going to go with actually Washington plus 4.5 against Texas. The reason why, and I know I talk about the Pac-12, Washington was very close to being the team that actually should have gone to the Pac-12 championship game. They're a good team. They're a solid team. They can move the ball. I don't know how motivated this Texas team is going to be. Washington's almost like at a weird turn point with their program where they're trying to reestablish themselves. And this just seems like one of those games where they win this bowl game and then they think they're back. So for some reason, like I said, I lean Washington, like I said, with the points. So that's my 4-unit play is the Washington plus. It's 4.5 right now. So that's what I'm taking.
That's spicy.
Yeah.
All right. 4-unit play for me. Nah, I love these next 2. Okay. I'm taking North Texas plus 10.5 versus Boise. And the reason being Boise's found their identity in the Mountain West with their defense. And almost, a lot of their key pieces have opted out on the defensive side. And North Texas really beats them out offensively in just about everything. And that's just how the Mountain West Conference is. I mean, it's no fault to Boise, but I expect this to be all North Texas. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna try to make it make sense because aside from the competition, I would take a little bit money line here. It's plus 310. Connor, we have good history with taking double-digit underdogs on the money line. Shout out FIU.
We do.
Since 2008, 509 bowl games have been played. 254 dogs have covered. Of those dogs that covered, 182 of them won outright. 72% of the dogs that covered since 2008 have won outright. So I'm taking North Texas plus 10.5 for the competition. Sprinkle the money line, a little plus 310. Get yourself a nice little late Christmas gift or something.
Okay.
I love that play. And the parlay for college football, our last college football parlay of the year is going to be all our 5-unit plays on a parlay.
I love it. And I'll get us started on the 5-unit plays. We're going back home. What's the play that Dylan can always rely on? And that's under. New Mexico State, Bowling Green, under 47.5. Both teams averaging less than 350 yards per game, 50-plus offensive penalty yards per game. 5 of the last 7 Bowling Green games have gone under, and New Mexico State starting quarterback might not be able to play. Due to injury. So New Mexico State, Bowling Green State, Under 47.5 for the 5 units.
Right there. You're in the weeds. You're in the weeds now.
I'm in the weeds, baby.
You are down there.
Grant, give it to me. 5-unit play.
All right, boys. I promised myself that my 5-unit play, no matter what it would be the most important of the games of the first round of games. So this game will be found in the Georgia versus Ohio State game. And I know, boys, we have a lot of history with this Georgia football team. And I know Dylan has mentioned this Georgia football team many times, and we haven't necessarily believed in it. But look, I've always stayed steady with kind of how I feel about this Georgia team. So I'm taking whatever first half is. I just looked it up. I couldn't find it yet. But I'm taking Georgia first half, 5-unit play, boys. Because one, you give this Georgia team all the time in the world to be able to prepare for this team. They're going to show up for this big game. I expect them to have an early lead. And then, like I said, I could totally see a backdoor cover from Ohio State to cover. But I don't like the full game. I'm for sure taking the first half, boys.
Are we allowing college football playoff bets, though?
Why not? That's the most important game.
That's scary.
I'm tempted to say no just because it's such a bad pick. I really don't care. I don't really care if it's in the college football playoff.
Whoa.
That's what makes me love it, Dylan, bro. I love it, bro.
I will say the idea of me sweating out the parlay during the reception at my wedding is very funny. That is very funny. I'm okay with it. I don't mind.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I like Georgia in that game anyway. So
boys, we're going Georgia first half.
You want to be on that Georgia first half line. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's say it's -4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Grant. All right, Connor, what's your 5-unit play?
We're going a little high profile. Not as high profile as that, but a little bit here. We're going to the Orange Bowl here. We're going to Clemson, Tennessee. Give me Clemson -6.5 for
I don't hate that.
Dylan, I don't know why you're shaking your head down there.
You're going against Joe Milton, Michigan legend Joe Milton.
I was about to say Joe Milton. I mean, come on. Like Hendon Hooker, Heisman candidate. Got
Joe Milton, Joe Schmilton. Who
exactly.
are you talking about?
Have you seen Clemson's defense? They are going to rock Tennessee. Tennessee beat Vanderbilt 56-0, had like 400 yards rushing. Clemson's defense is going to destroy them. I really do think so. Tennessee's got too many opt-outs. Dylan, we talked about it before the show. Didn't you say Hyatt was opting out too?
Yeah, Hyatt's out as of today.
Yeah.
That's so much offensive firepower out for Tennessee. And this game might be disgusting. It might be like 24-17 or something. As long as Clemson covers, I don't mind it. Cade Klubnik looked really good against Carolina. He's going to be looking to make a good impression. This is kind of the start of his next season, kind of the start of his chapter at Clemson. I think it's going to be a big game for him. So, yeah, 5 units on Clemson -6.5, even after they broke Carolina's heart in the ACC title.
All right. So far, we have New Mexico State, Bowling Green under 47.5 for 5 units from Dylan. Georgia first half -4 for 5 units by Grant. Clemson -6.5 for 5 units by Connor. And now, this pick, I'll tell you what the pick was going to be, but then the line dropped 4 points. It was going to be BYU SMU under 68.5. That line is dropped. Vegas knows that there's going to be some quarterbacks not playing in that game. Jaron Hall is not playing in that game. A lot of opt-outs in that one. Going to stay away from that one. I wanted to do Mississippi State money line, but I'm not going to put it in here, but I will be betting Mississippi State money line. My pick. The Duke Blue Devils.
Okay.
Gosh.
I almost did it. Carter.
The Duke Blue Devils -2 against UCF in the Military Bowl, baby.
Oh my gosh, bro. Our
They're
5 unit
-2?
plays, every one of us are like, ooh.
They are -2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost did that. I was between that and Wake for my play earlier.
There's 0 opt-outs by Duke, and this coach wants this bowl
Sneaky
game
coach
bad.
of the year candidate. I was going to say he has been nails this year.
He won ACC Coach of the Year already,
Yeah.
and he wants this bowl game bad. I think they've had the least amount of people transfer in the transfer portal from Duke. Their over-under for the season was 2.5 wins, and they are now 8-4.
8-4. I like that pick. I like that pick, Carter.
Carter,
Yeah.
there's no one in the transfer portal because they're not good enough to go anywhere else.
They're 8-4, Dylan.
In the ACC,
Yeah, I'll say in the ACC, exactly.
In the
Leonard's
ACC?
good. Leonard's a good quarterback.
Yeah, Sugar Riley Leonard, dude. What do you mean?
Riley Leonard's
I
not
guess-
bad. He can move
I guess-
around a little bit.
I guess Jackson State has some openings. Maybe they could transfer over there if they wanted to.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river. 8-4. 8-4. You know who does have a lot of opt-outs is BYU.
Yeah.
BYU. Duke's probably better than BYU.
Those are all NFL players. Puka's going to the NFL. Jaren's going to the NFL. You're talking about people that actually have a.
Did you say NFL or XFL or CFL?
AAF.
Yeah.
You're gonna compare Duke's players who are not opting out for what, bro? Because they're gonna go like at their next Wendy's, bro. Run out.
Oh man.
I don't know why y'all are sleeping on this Duke program. Duke is a legit program.
Carter, I like it. I like it, Carter.
I don't like it. I think it's fine.
All right. We hate this parlay. This is
we really do.
We hate it, bro. I love it, dude. I think that's why I love it.
But let's put this in perspective, though. We've loved a couple college football parlays this year. We've hit one out of 13 weeks. So maybe if we feel bad about it, it hits.
All right. Well, that is our bowl NFL parlay. We each have 5 units on these plays. Dylan,
New Mexico, college football parlay. You said
college football. Oh, my bad. Force the habit.
For the TikTok.
Yeah, all I care about is winning in these NFL parlays, but now we got to switch to college. My mind's all over the place. New Mexico State Bowling Green under 47.5 from Dylan. Georgia first half -4 from Grant. Clemson -6.5 from Connor. And then the 8-4 Duke Blue Devils -2 against UCF from myself. Dylan hates that Duke play so much it's hilarious.
I'm cooking in the parlay.
I think Dylan hates the Georgia play the most, which makes me like it that much more.
I actually really don't hate the Duke play. I think motivation, can't quantify it, but they definitely have more to play for.
How do you feel about my Clemson play, Dylan?
It's all right. It's tough. It's tough when you have all these opt-outs and like you want to take a stance like, oh, it's a great. You really don't know, and you can't act like you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll organize our picks and everything. I'll put it on the website tomorrow, just so it's clear. We'll have everybody's units and everything lined up with it. Anything else in the bowl stuff, college football?
No, right, we can get more into it when the games start.
All right, we'll update it next week when we start to talk about the college football playoff as well and stuff.
Sounds good.
All right, we ready to do NFL?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get into the NFL here. Thursday night, San Francisco at Seattle. San Fran -3.5, over under 43. Finally, a decent Thursday night game we have here. I'll start this one off. I'm on the Seahawks +3.5. It's one of my favorite picks this week.
Why?
Wow.
Why?
Yep. I'm with you,
because everybody's on the Brock Purdy train.
Yep.
Everybody. And also, I don't think people realize how big of a loss it is not having Debo in this game.
That's fair. That's
true.
But I don't think it's so much that like if you bet the Niners, you don't have to be Brock Purdy trained. You're more so betting on that defense. Like the Seahawks are coming off a letdown spot against the Panthers, sure. But like, do I believe in the Seahawks? I don't think I believe in them enough to take that.
I do at home. I believe Seahawks at home. Big division game. Niners riding high after beating the Bucs 35-7. Everyone's loving Brock Purdy. Geno Smith, he ain't right back.
That's true.
Seahawks +3.5.
I'm literally with you, Carter. In fact, I was about to put that. That was almost the play, and I know we're going to talk about it a little bit. Is in the NFL parlay. So just so you guys know, I'm with them 100%. I like it. Give me the points. This line screams a correction game. And like I said, I understand that like the San Fran has like the most quarterback friendly thing. I'm not 100% sold on Brock Purdy. I know I said that last week, and he for sure proved me wrong last week. But just like I said, I want to see it against the Seahawks, so I'm still going Seahawks with the points.
I have one unit on the 49ers -3.5. I have 2 units on the over. Both score on 39% of their drives, over 7.5 yards per passing attempt. Neither teams blitz a lot, and they rank very low in QB hurries, so both these quarterbacks are going to have time to sit back in the pocket and go through their progressions, and both averaging over 2 points per offensive drive. So I like the 49ers. I think that Bosa is going to be able to get to Geno Smith. That's why I like them a little bit more, but the bigger play is over 43.5.
I like the over here too. I think I'm going to end up taking the over just for one unit. I think Kenneth Walker's supposed to play. I think he's on track to play.
He's not listed on the injury report.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. Yeah. So I think I'm going to ride the over too.
All right. There we go. Indianapolis at Minnesota. Minnesota -4.5 over under 48.5. Minnesota coming off a bad loss against the Detroit Lions. When did the Colts last play? I feel like that was forever ago. It was Dallas.
Dallas.
They got destroyed by Dallas. That's right. So -4.5 for the Vikings, over under 48.5. I mentioned this last week how the Vikings and TCU have very, very similar lines that just every time you see it, you're like, that still just doesn't make any sense to me. And this one doesn't make sense. The Colts stink. The Lions or the Vikings are 10-3. They're at home. It feels like they should be like 5.5, 6, and it's only at 4.5. I'm going to stay away from the spread. I'm just going to be on the over for this one. This might be, once again, back-to-back. Probably my favorite pick of the week.
This one scares me a little bit because we were all over it last week with the Vikings-Lions line. We were all over it. Is there going to be 2 of those in a row? Like, why is this line 4.5? I don't know. Like, I don't really – I trusted the Lions more than I trust the Colts in regards to picking against the Vikings. I would lean Vikings here, maybe a Vikings first half. I'm not sure, but I'm actually going to stay away for now. I'm actually going to stay away from this game for now.
Real quick, this game is on Saturday at 1 p.m. Saturday.
Oh, so what do we know about Kirk Cousins? We know he's the new nightmare on Sundays, but what about Saturday? That's an unknown.
It's an island game. It's a standalone, right? There's only 3 games on Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. I actually do like the Vikings here. I have this line sitting at like more like 7, but I like the under as well. That's probably my favorite play with this game. Both teams actually punt really well. I tweeted it last week, and it still is true. Vikings, no touchbacks this year on punts. The only team to do that. They're pinning their opponents within their 20-yard line at like 45%. And both offenses, I know we think Minnesota, great offense. Their stats don't reflect that. And the Colts, obviously, they can't do anything offensively with the ball. So I'm going to go under 46.5 there and Vikings.
But both these defenses stink.
Dylan, I will say
Colts defense is not as bad as you would think.
Dylan, I will say it's up to 48.5.
What was that?
It's up to 48.5 is what I see.
Yeah, I got it early at 46. I like it better at 48. Good call, Connor. 48.5 under.
Nice.
All right.
We'll write that down instead.
Connor kind of talked about it. The only thing I touch here is maybe the Vikings first half. This is a weird line, so I wouldn't take the full game for that reason. This is a stay away game for me, though. I don't think I'm going to take either side.
All right, there we go. Moving on, Baltimore at Cleveland. Cleveland -2.5, over under 37. Gross. Dylan, I know you dirty little Dylan, you like the under in this one.
What's it at right now?
37.5.
So I have in my notes, and this was on the look ahead, I have under 42. That's the number that I took. I don't know if I leaned anything, I would lean under. Baltimore's rush defense, surprisingly good, and that's really the only thing the Browns can do. So I'm not sure how the Browns would make up any ground on the Ravens here. What's up with Tyler Huntley? He got injured last week, right?
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard. They had to bring in the backup.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. I like Huntley as a backup. Sometimes there's an overreaction to when a new guy comes in. So I'm going to stay away from the side. I got Baltimore at 3, but I wouldn't take it at 2.5, and I would lean under.
This is a weird one because you're basically betting on Deshaun Watson to bounce back and like have a good game in this game. That's really what you're saying is like his first 2 games have been pretty under par. Is he going to bounce back and have a good game? Because like you said, that Ravens run defense, who knows? I'm staying away from the spread in this one. I mean, I'm going to monitor the total. Like 37.5 is so low though. Like that's so hard for me to take the under in that. But
that makes it fun. That's what makes it fun, Connor. Red zone turnovers.
I think I'm going to play it smart and stay away from. I'm going to stay away from this game for now.
This is a stay away game for me as well. I can't stop betting the Browns. I don't know. I have this like disease in me where I'm just like, I kind of like the Browns this week, a little frisky. I know come Sunday morning, I'm going to be sitting there and watching Messi in the World Cup, and it's going to be the halftime show, the awful Fox Sports halftime show of the World Cup. And I'm going to be sitting there thinking, I'm going to take the Browns -2.5. So I lean the Browns 2.5. I don't know why. Don't tell that. Please.
Carter, let's take Mark Andrews' touchdown. Come on.
Oh, I'm taking Mark Andrews' touchdown. We're not. He's not.
He will score one more time. He will score one more time.
It's going to be like +300.
Good.
Bro, I lean the Browns minus 2.5 too. I think I actually will put a unit on it just for the hell of it because this game is gross. This game is bad.
Gross. All right,
But
let's talk about. You have
I think-
anything else in that one?
No.
All right, let's talk about a fun game. Dolphins at the Bills.
Mm.
Bills -7, over under 43.5. Is the total so low? That has to be a weather thing, right?
McDaniel was wearing a shirt at practice says we want it colder or something like that. So I think there's some weather coming in. But
What a
It's in
dweeb.
Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. You know how it'd be.
I just don't know. Dylan, do you have anything in this one? I'm curious let's talk about a little Tua here because what are people overreacting to that stinker he threw on Sunday Night Football?
I think there's a bit of an overreaction. Tua doesn't strike me as a cold weather quarterback, so I am a little worried about that. I'm on the Bills -7 here, and you know me, I like to brag about the value that I get when I get a good number early on in the week. I have over 48, so you know you have the wins, you have the losses, but I am on the Bills here. I don't want to take too long shifting through my stats, but yeah, I have the Bills.
Okay.
Also, Baltimore Cleveland is a Saturday standalone game as well. So is this one. Saturday night, 3 to 4 inches of snow expected in the Bills Dolphins game. Some would say that's a lot of snow. 3 to 4 inches.
Some would
is
say
a lot.
that's very, very lot of snow, like more than enough.
Copious amounts of snow.
I would say extremely satisfactory amount of snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think might be too much. I mean, I think 2 to 3 inches of snow is probably perfect. More,
I mean,
an enjoyable kind of snow. You can do a lot
anything
more
above
things.
4. Anything above 4, you're getting lost. Like you don't even know what you're doing anymore.
Yeah, you kind of find yourself on a slippery slope when you get above 4 inches of
Exactly.
snow. Anyhow, Buffalo. I kind of like the -7 here, but I don't know, man. I feel like I have a bad read on this Dolphins team anytime I take a spread in their games. So I'm going to stay away from this one for now. This feels like an anytime touchdown game for myself.
You know what this does feel like, Carter? This feels like a first half play, bro, to me.
Well, no, you know what it does feel like. You know what it does feel like, Grant.
I feel like
Cold Saturday night.
3 to
A
4
little
inches.
stuff-
Oh, sorry.
Cold Saturday night. Stephon Diggs first touchdown.
I think we
Mhm.
will have to play that 100%.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking the Bills first half, whatever it is, up to 4.5 probably. Again, I trust Josh Allen to step on the gas early. They've not been a great team to close out though. For some reason, they've really struggled with second half, like their second half. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to take the Bills first half, and like I said, ride that till we see Tua try and make a comeback in the second half.
All right, there we go. Anything else in this one?
Weirdly enough, I don't have any. I think I'm going to take the Bills -7 for a unit. And the over's at 43.5. I know there's weather. I kind of like the over too. 43.5 is a low number for these two teams. I know there's weather. I know. But yes, I like Bills -7 though.
Looking here. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. I'll stay away. We'll figure it out. Follow the Twitter if you want to see my pick in that game. Dallas at Jacksonville. Dallas -4.5, coming off a stinker against the Texans. Jacksonville coming off just spanking the Titans, if we're being honest. Over under 47.5. Dylan, what you got in this one?
I actually have nothing. Believe it or not, both offenses on paper are pretty similar in terms of the yards they've gained via the rush game and the pass game. Dallas converts better on third down in the red zone, but Jacksonville's rush defense is pretty good. So no really edge here. I'm not going to play anything on this one.
You know, my first instinct is lean Dallas here, but then I'm like, you know, Dallas 10-3, Jags are 5-8. Why is it only 4.5? I'm staying away. I think this might be one of the games I live bet. Like if Jags go up early, I might take the Cowboys money line close to even odds.
Yeah, for some reason it feels like a sucker taking the Dallas -4. I don't know why. That's just me though. I could be completely wrong there, but it just feels wrong. The -4 this year to me seems like the -5.5 in years past. Like that's the kind of line it is. It's been a weird line for us, at least for me this year. So, like you said, I don't really have a plan this, but I'm intrigued to see why it is that -4.
The Jags, I'm on the wrong side of. I feel like every week again, where they just flip flop. They haven't won back-to-back games in about 47 games. So I don't see them winning, but like 4.5 is that weird number. And the Jags are frisky enough where 4.5 is easily attainable. Say they're down 10
Backdoor.
points at the end, and then just a quick backdoor, meaningless touchdown. I'm going to stay away from the spread. I don't hate if you put the Cowboys in like a money line parlay. I think that's more the play there, but I've got nothing in this one. Anybody else? All right, we're kind of steamrolling through this. Let's go. Philadelphia at Chicago. Philadelphia -9, over under 48.5. Dude, I feel like Connor. What do you got in this one?
This 9's a big number. Fields is questionable though. Justin Fields has been sick all week. I will note that he's considered day to day. I think he'll probably end up suiting up. I mean, I can't bet against the Eagles. I will not bet against the Eagles right here. I want to take Philadelphia -9. They've screwed me with first half plays in the past, but it's also hard for me taking 9 points. So right now I'm staying away from the spread. If I do take something, it'll be the over 48.5. If Fields ends up playing, it'll be the over 48.5. Because I can see the Eagles putting up 35 by themselves. This Bears defense is atrocious, especially the pass defense. So we're going to go over 48.5 for this one if Justin Fields ends up playing.
The Bears don't have a lot of defensive penalty yards, so if the Eagles are going to score, they're going to have to earn it. I think they are very capable of doing so. I have nothing on this game, but that's all my input.
I lean the over with you, Connor. That's kind of a spicy play.
Yeah, I kind of lean over too. I actually kind of like the Bears +9. I think I might play the Bears +9 just because this feels like the game Philadelphia sleepwalks into. I'm having a rough night.
You're sleepwalking.
I know I am. I don't think the Eagles get up for this game. On the road, cold Soldier Field, 9 points. They just come off of just destroying the Giants.
Yeah.
We've seen the Eagles come out games like the Colts, games like the Commanders. I feel like this is a spot where they, come back down to earth a little bit.
Guess what? They have the Cowboys next week. You don't think they're thinking about that already?
Ooh. Oh, good call, Connor. The Bears +9. Add it to the card.
Bears is getting added.
That's another reason why I don't want to play the Cowboys this week, because they're thinking about the Eagles next week already. I forgot to mention that whenever we talked about it.
It's huge.
Next level insight. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Guys, thank you. Really, this is why I'm on the show. Come on.
Let's move on. I'm excited to talk about this game because this is one of the most watchable games of this week. The Detroit Lions at the New York Jets. Jets -1, over under 44.5. Grant, obviously, you got to take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it real quick. I mean, this game is interesting. So Mike White is bruised up from last week, taking shots up the middle, unprotected shots up the middle, right? That's kind of the theme of this offensive line. So he's banged up. Zach Wilson officially added to QB or upgraded to QB2 instead of inactive, as he's been Anakin Skywalker on the side, sideline for the past 2 weeks in his little hood. So he's QB2. So if they push comes to shove, they can still have, a quote unquote starter in, right? Whether you believe that through his statistics or not, but that's what you're looking at. So either one or two, I'm comfortable with against the Lions. Like, they're going to be able to push the ball. Like, either way, if it's Mike White, they're fine. They'll be able to push the ball. If it's Zach Wilson, they're going to be able to push the ball. The thing that does concern me is obviously the Lions are kind of trending up. Jets are trending down a little bit. I just think that they've been playing harder opponents. The Jets have been. So I like this game. Like I said, if you told me to be a pick 'em a couple weeks ago, I think people would not have had that. So I do like the Jets as a pick 'em here. I'm going to be taking them just because, like I said, their defense is still their defense. They're still rock solid. They're going to give that offense, fits. I think they're going to play their style of football at home. And Jets have established a somewhat better run game with Bam Knight. Shout out. I think he's from NC State too. So shout out NC State boys. So they've established a little bit better of a run game. So either way, a quarterback's going to be helped, whether it's Mike White or Zach Wilson. So like I said, I like that. I like that pick 'em a lot.
Jets defense, the story of their year. They don't blitz a lot, 5th in pressure rate and 3rd in QB knockdown rate. I'm kind of with you. I haven't officially played the Jets. I would look out for Jared Goff interception. Obviously, I think the Jets actually lead the league in interceptions forced. If you want a pro Jets stat, Lions allowing a 3rd down conversion of 48.6%. That's the second most in the league. So Jets might have trouble getting things started on offense, but the fact that the Lions are allowing such a high conversion rate on 3rd down on defense definitely goes to help your guys' case.
Exactly. That's exact stat they've been struggling with, by the way, is 3rd down conversion the past 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So
I got a little spicy, little high odds prop play in this one. I'm not taking a side right now. You think Sauce Gardner is going to be on Amon-Ra St. Brown, correct? I like in his only catch last week, Jameson Williams touchdown. His only catch last week. Jared Goff saw that. He likes it. I like Jameson Williams touchdown this week. And it'll probably be like plus 300.
I kind of like that too.
A guarantee is a Garrett Wilson touchdown too, bro. That's actually hitting this week. I know we talked about it before, but that is hitting.
That's probably actually a good play. Actually, this week might be the week.
Garrett Wilson's for sure scored a touchdown against the Lions this week. Book it.
My thing is with the Lions, when they play these like top tier defenses, like top 5 defenses, I believe New England is a top 5 defense. I believe the Cowboys are a top 5 defense. They scored a combined 6 points in those 2 games. I know that was back in October, but they scored a combined 6 points in those games. We're talking about the defense that they played lately. The Bears, the Jaguars, the Vikings.
Yep.
Terrible defenses.
Yep.
The Jets is an elite defense. Some could argue if the offense was better, I feel like the defense would be the number 1 defense in football.
They would be getting talked about a lot more.
The offense put such a burden on this defense. I think I love the Jets in this one. I absolutely love the Jets. Jets defense anytime touchdown in this one. Jets -1.
Ooh.
The Lions are 2-3 on the road. I don't like the Lions on the road. They've played so many home games recently. I think they've played 4 straight home games. They've played 3 straight home games. They closed the season out 3 out of 4 on the road. I think they struggle on the road. The Lions are riding way, way too high right now.
Yep. I was going to say people are starting to buy in. People are starting to buy in that little Lions hype. They're like, oh, there's a path for the playoffs for them. And now it's, maybe getting a little too much.
Now you need the defense.
Yep, and it's a great time to buy the Jets low. Love Jets. Jets -1. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a 2-unit play for me.
Spicy.
Yeah, there we go. All right, anything else in that one?
No.
All right, let me get this pulled up real quick. I'm ready for this one, baby. At the bank, protect the bank. Pittsburgh at Carolina. Carolina -3, over under 37.5. David Tepper's minority owner. He used to be the minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Diehard Steelers fan growing up. Steve Wilkes is there to make sure the Steelers get demolished by our sweet, sweet Carolina Panthers. I'll start this one off. I know I said all that. Do not take the Carolina Panthers this week. This is the perfect letdown spot for the Panthers. As a Panthers fan for years watching this reminds me a lot of last year. Last year we had that false hope when Cam Newton came back. He won that big game against the Cardinals on the road. Yep. Next week we come back to the Commanders and we at home and we just throw a dud. It was awful. And I feel like I'm a little worried in this game. And also the playoff hopes aren't dead if they lose this game. The Buccaneers still have a tough schedule ahead. The Falcons are starting Desmond Ridder. The Saints stink. So even if they lose this game, the playoff chances are not out the window whatsoever for the Carolina Panthers to win the NFC South. I'm not obviously not going to bet the Steelers. I'm going to stay away from this one, but I'm just going to be pulling for the Carolina Panthers.
I'm with you on this one too. I'm staying away from this one. I'm just going to be watching as a fan because it's starting to get to that time of the year where it's, all right, got to make a push for the division. Can't believe they're still in the race. This is a classic letdown spot. They just won in Seattle. That was a huge win. Huge win. There's going to be a little emotional letdown, especially, I mean, you know how many Steelers fans are probably going to be in the bank? Let's be honest. Probably a lot. I don't like the Panthers in this spot right now. This is easily, I could see them losing this game. So this might be the week to stay away from them. Or, I mean, if you're watching the game, maybe I'll do a little live bet. I'm known to do that. But
and then whoever starts for the Steelers, I don't care if it's Trubisky, I don't care if it's Ben Roethlisberger, I don't care if it's Kenny Pickett. Whatever quarterback is starting for the Steelers, take them to throw an interception in this game.
I like it.
I like it. I'm with you guys in the polls. Whatever you guys kind of say, that's what I'm gonna agree with and take. So it's a stay away from me, boys.
So this will be my article. I don't have a play right now. I lean Pittsburgh. You can get +3 at certain books. FanDuel +2.5 at even odds.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh in the 3 seems pretty enticing. Carolina penalized a lot more on offense. Darnold might
+3, Dylan. +3 at -120.
That's I have a feeling we're looking at the same thing. But a lot more penalized on offense. That could change with Sam Darnold. We have a small sample size. Lean the Steelers. I will have an official pick out action article Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
We'll be tailing that.
Let's go.
Click the green
Automatic
check mark
tail.
7 times. Auto tail. Anyhow, actually, if you take Steelers money line, screw you. I'm not doing it. The Panthers are above your action picks. Not so. But I did want to say this is the fact that I repeat this every week, but the fact that we did not fire Matt Rule before the season started is absurd. The Panthers would easily
There's so
be
much
ahead in this
talent on that
division.
team. There's so much talent. Imagine Steve Wilkes starting the year, like still had McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson was kind of a dud, but still had McCaffrey. Like, it hurts.
But he was
I don't know
told
why
it was a 15-year rebuild, dude. It was a 15-year rebuild.
7-year plan, JC. All right, let's move on. We're running out of time here. Atlanta at New Orleans. New Orleans -4.5, over under 43. I don't have anything in this one. I lean Atlanta, though, just because new quarterback. People like to overreact with quarterback change, but I'm going to stay away from this one for now.
Yeah, this is a hard stay away game. I don't know how you can put money behind Desmond River without actually seeing it yet. So I'm not.
No tape. No tape, though. That's a big bonus for the Falcons. No tape, I think, goes a long way in the NFL. That's why sophomore slumps are real.
Yeah, I'm sure it goes.
All right, Dylan, hit me.
Nothing. I had Mariota under pass attempt props. So if you can still find that somewhere, I would take it because it's probably hitting.
That is sharp right there, man. That's CLV.
as sharp as it comes right there.
That's CLV.
Other than that, nothing.
Yeah, I'm off this game too. It's going to be a disgusting game. I am curious to see what plays out though because of the division, but I'm not going to take anything.
A tie. We need a tie.
That'd be great. That'd be stupid.
All right. Kansas City at Houston. Kansas City's just getting handed these freaking awful games. They're so easy. Kansas City -14, over under 49.5. Stay away from me. If I see double digits next to the Kansas City Chiefs, I am not getting near that game.
Yeah, there's not as many there's no buys this week actually, right? No buys, so there's more games.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's more stay away games. This is also one of those for me. Texans covered last week against the Cowboys in flying colors, obviously. Don't know if they have that in them for a second week. Also, don't trust the Chiefs though, because of what happened. They let their foot off the gas against the Broncos. If they're up 2 scores and they let their foot off the gas again, all of a sudden Davis Mills throws a bomb. I don't want to be on the wrong side of that. So I'm staying away from this one. I would lean under though. 49.5, I would lean under, but I'm not going to take it.
If we flash back to last week, Denver, Kansas City, I gave out under field goals made. Never a sweat, even though Butker made 2 in the first 7 minutes of the game. Under 3.5 hit. I would go, if you could find it, I have no play on the total or the spread. Texans over field goals. It's usually 1.5 for a team. They're making about 92% of their field goals, and it just gives me a big feeling that they're going to get stopped in Kansas City territory 20, 30 yards out and be forced to kick a field goal. So that's what I'll keep an eye out for that.
That's a spicy one.
Yeah, that's kind of dope. I'll play that with you, Dylan.
Go.
Yeah,
we're gonna try and steamroll through these. We're running out of time here. We're on a time crunch. New England at Las Vegas. I'm not seeing a spread for this one. Was it 2.5, 3?
1.
1?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
not seeing a spread here. So basically a pick 'em, over under 44.5. I kind of like the over here. I don't know why.
I don't hate the over here. But these are two teams. Patriots won me money on Monday night. Vegas has screwed me already a couple times this year. This is probably going to be an anytime touchdown game for me. And is it going to be Hunter Henry? Maybe.
All right.
Pats are going to make the Raiders uncomfortable here. They do a good job of pressuring the quarterback. The Patriots actually have more pass yards per attempt than the Raiders do, which is kind of surprising. You wouldn't think that. And both are bottom 4 offensively in red zone percentage. So I'm going to take New England here. I gave it on the look ahead article at +2. I still like them at a pick 'em. This Patriots team is a lot better than people give them credit for.
I have one thing to add here real quick. Bill Belichick going against Josh McDaniels. That's kind of all you need to know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's true.
Former assistant, former coordinator. I mean,
maybe I take the Patriots.
I do want to add real quick. Mac Jones performs much better on the road than he does at home. Like 11 point difference in his QBR. It's kind of insane. Double the amount of passing touchdowns. So,
and this is a great game for New England fans to travel to Vegas. There's gonna be a bunch of Patriots fans there in Vegas.
Probably because his own fans boom just as much as the opposing team does.
I will say,
who's listening to his Zappy chants at home?
real quick, Mac Jones completions, if it's anywhere near like 2021, they do a lot of screen passes, a lot of dump offs.
Yeah.
So don't hate that.
That's a good call out.
Grant, anything?
Yeah, I lean Patriots. I probably will take it just because, AFC East is the GOAT. So I'll probably have to, back that a little bit.
Are you sure it's not the NFC South?
Close second.
Arizona at Denver. Denver -3 over under 36.5. Stay away. Get out of here. Call the hotline if you're betting this game.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm off this. There's a lot of stay away games this week. This is one.
We better not spend 60 seconds on this game.
This is easiest under of the week. Easiest under of the week.
Is it?
Easiest under of the week.
Oh my, this is so gross.
I also kind of lean Denver too.
Who's starting for Denver? Is it Wilson or is he in concussion protocol? You see a freaking thing on his head?
He might not play. Yeah,
it's probably Ripon. I think Ripon, or is it Ripon? Ripon.
Yeah, I think Ripon. Yeah,
Ripon McCoy.
Or Boise State quarterback.
Rippon's gonna be ripping apart that defense, right?
Right.
Both these teams bottom 3 in scoring percentage offense. So that's under.
You know what? You're right. Give me the under. You know what? I want this. Gross.
Let's go.
Grant, what are you doing?
I am staying far away from the Denver team. I told you boys this.
You love Denver.
To touch this game.
You still owe me 2, Grant.
I owe you 2 under still.
Yeah, not this one though.
You want to take one on this?
No, not this one.
Are you sure? Because this
is too easy.
Yeah,
I'll put it in right now, Dylan. I'll put it in the middle of the podcast. I'll put money on it right now, dude.
All right, let's do it. We'll make it one of them.
All right.
Well, if everyone's on it, I have to be on it.
This is so bad, bro. I hate this. The fact that I have to bet this game is awful.
So now that all of us are on under 36.5 in this game, can we just call the hotline here on the Zoom call?
Yes.
I'm problem gambling certified by the National Committee for Problem Gambling. So if you
guys
guys need
coming
anything,
to you after
text
this
me.
next week at NBA, Dylan, I might be hitting your line. I'm not gonna lie.
Responsibly. All right. Tennessee at Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers -3 over under 47.5. I feel like whatever side you bet in this one, you're going to know immediately if you're on the wrong side or not. And I feel like the Titans are the play here. I feel like Derrick Henry runs all over this Chargers run defense. Buy low spot for the Titans. Everyone's going to hate on them after losing to the Jags. Titans still playing for the division. Vrabel's going to have those guys ready. I still believe Vrabel's an amazing coach. These last couple weeks haven't looked great. I still think Staley's a little bit of a fraud. I feel like for how much talent is on that roster, yes, everyone's hurt all the time.
They should be better.
I lean Tennessee. I will probably play Tennessee, but not official yet.
Tennessee, I already have them at +3. Keep an eye out for Henry rush yards. Take that over, and Herbert pass attempts over. Teams love passing against this Tennessee defense.
Ooh, I love that.
Tennessee, believe it or not, stat of the day: top 10 in pass yards per attempt. They just don't throw the ball that often. I mean,
so they throw it deep. Yeah, that makes sense.
All that play action sets it up.
Yep, 100%. Titans' red zone percentage actually very good. They just don't get in the red zone that much. That's their problem. And Chargers are allowing the second most yards per play and the most yards per rush. So a little bit of insight to the Henry prop.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's
Dylan,
spicy.
Or not, sorry, Dylan Grant. I'm losing it tonight, guys.
I think we're all on it. Like I said, I think we all lean. I lean Titans at least. Also, I do have the under in, so one of the unders is in officially, Dylan. So looking for one more here either this week or next week. You let me know. But yeah, like I said, I think I'm with you guys. Those are some interesting prop plays, so I probably will play with you with Dylan.
Derrick Henry rush yards has been good to us this year. I lean Titans also. I think Chargers coming off the win against the Dolphins. I still think they're kind of fraudy, even with the people back from injury, even with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen back. I lean Titans here as well. I'll probably end up taking that about 3:55 p.m.
Great call. It's, of course. 2:55. What time do games start out there? I'm 4 and 5. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
Come on, host. Come on.
I know.
Host.
I'm getting lost because I'm sitting over here on Mountain Time. I'm getting soft over here in the West Coast. All right. Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is at home. Cincinnati -3.5. Over under 44. I tweeted this out. I thought this was the trap line of the week, and maybe I was wrong. I just love Cincinnati in this one so much, but I just feel like it's going to be too public.
It's going to be hella public. I know it is. I'm still going to take it. That's the thing. I'm still going to take it because when Cincinnati wins by 20 points, you're going to be kicking yourself for not taking 3.5. Bucs team is not good. They're just not good. It's not all Tom Brady's fault. I think the coach sucks. The organization is just failing Tom Brady. They don't have as many playmakers as they did when they were good. an occasional Chris Godwin, but like Fournette's washed up now. Mike Evans is not what he used to be. Julio Jones is 45 years old. Like they just don't have the guys anymore. So I love the Bengals.
I will say Rachaad White is starting to emerge as a star on that team, which is good. Young guy. That's good for them. Not enough to make me take the Buccaneers here. I have Bengals minus 2.5 from the week before. I would still probably take it 3. I would still probably take it 3.5. Both bottom 4 in rush yards per attempt. Neither of them can run the ball. But the Bengals are averaging like 1.5 yards more per pass attempt. Bucs love to pass the ball. I think we're going to see more of the same. So maybe a Tom Brady pass attempt prop over. And the Bengals just have huge advantages in third down percent conversion and red zone conversion. So I think it's all Bengals here.
One of my favorite props all year. Rachaad White receptions. If it's anywhere 2.5, 3.5, even if you want to take an alternate line of like 5.5, they're going to be trailing this game, and he's going to get the majority of the snaps over Fournette, and they're going to be trailing. And Tom Brady, check down Tommy, loves to dump it off. You don't need yards, just receptions. I love it.
That's a good point. That's a very fair point. I think we're all in the Bengals here. The problem is because of that reason, I can't take it on as official play. Like I said, the public is making me freak out in this one. I just can't take it.
I'll read you this real quick. 78% of the bets are on the Bengals, and it's a 50-50 split with the money.
Oof. It's making me like the Bucs more, dude.
I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and take the Bengals anyways.
Public wins sometimes.
Yeah.
Last time we said that, the public got destroyed.
It means we're due.
Yeah, it means we're due. There you go.
Exactly.
I mean, I hate this Buccaneers team more than anybody. I'm not going to take anything in this game, but I will say this. The Bengals have to get pressure on Brady. That's the key to beating the Buccaneers. This awful offensive line by Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, it's got a good defense. If they can get to Brady, they're going to win this game. It's that simple against the Buccaneers. I like if the Buccaneers go up first, the Bengals, I think, are the best second half team in the NFL. Live bet the Bengals at halftime, and then there you go. Let's move on here. Gross game. Giants at Washington. I know there's a bunch of playoff implications. Both 7-5-1. Commanders minus 4.5 at home. Over under 40.5. Gross. I mean, just gross. Do we just take the under and just not watch this?
I don't know what to do here. It's Sunday Night Football. We have to watch it. I don't know what to do in this one.
Sunday Night Football.
I don't know what to do in this one.
Grant, let's go ahead and get the other under out of the way. Let's just go ahead and take this one.
Good Lord, bro. Good Lord.
I'm taking the under in this one as well.
These unders are so bad.
And the last time, this under actually cashed in overtime, this same matchup. And it was under, I got under 41 and
that was insane.
Yeah.
There was no point. They tied, right?
Yeah, they tied.
2020. Yeah. 2020.
All right, Dylan.
Besides the under, does anybody have a play in this or anything to say about this game?
No. I mean, I'm sure I'll take something on Sunday night.
I lean Washington. If it gets to 3, I'll take it, but I don't see it getting there.
Okay, there we go. Rams, Packers, Monday night. Packers minus 7, over under 39.5. I kind of like the Packers here a lot. I think everyone's like, oh, Baker Mayfield's good. Baker Mayfield stinks. This is when Baker Mayfield gets destroyed and comes out on Monday Night Football, and the Packers just steamroll them. Exactly.
Raiders invent new ways to lose games. Like, yes, Baker won in that game. That was a great drive by him at the end. I'm not a believer. Not on prime time, not Monday night, not second week with the team. Give me Aaron Rodgers every day of the week. I think I'm going to take the Packers minus 6.5. I still see it 6.5 on FanDuel, so I'm going to take that for a unit.
All right. There we go. Grant, Dylan, anything?
I'll probably mess with the first half play of the Packers. You know what I'm saying? That might be in my my first half parlay this week, boys.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I want you to tweet out a first half parlay for the people.
Okay. I can do that.
All right.
There's your homework.
There you go. There's your homework for the week. Dylan.
Nah, nothing really. Rams have the advantage on defense. If you like the Rams, you're just too late to the party now. So I'm staying away.
All right. Yep. All right. We guys ready to build these parlays and get out of here?
Let's do it.
Get it.
All righty. So we're bringing a little something back. We're bringing the significant others parlay back. Grant, did you get your pick?
Yeah, dude. I for sure got it.
All right, there we go. I love it. What's your significant others parlay? Casper the Ghost. What's her parlay pick?
Casper the Ghost absolutely loves the Patriots versus the Raiders.
Oh,
All right.
I love it.
Pat's money line. I'll go first. Mine chose Bills -7.
Okay.
Good play.
Wow.
Connor.
I don't know if you're gonna like this one. She Alexis, my loving dear girlfriend, took the Bengals -3.5.
Let's go. Oh,
Very
I
public.
love this.
Yeah, I actually don't hate that. I love that pick, actually.
You have to love it. You don't have a choice.
I
Dylan.
love that pick. I love everything about that pick.
49ers -3.5.
All right, we're going a little Thursday night.
Thursday.
There's no rules on this one.
No rules.
so.
It all goes out
All
the
right.
window.
Last time this parlay went 0-4. This time this parlay will go 0-4. Real quick recap: significant others parlay is Pat's money line, Bills -7, Bengals -3.5, and 49ers -3.5. Just
It's a lot of minus signs.
that's a lot of minus signs.
Listen up, guys. Listen up. If this hits, this counts for our record. We don't tell anybody. We just brush it under the table.
Oh,
We won another parlay. We don't have to say what parlay. We just won another parlay, and we just leave it at that. All about the word choice there.
All right. We're going to do our podcast parlay. I did want to add, we're having a couple great friends of the pod add picks to this. So we're going to do our 4-1. I'm going to submit it two different ways. I'm going to submit our regular 4-1, and I'm also going to submit a 6-play one. A 6-play one, because I wanted to add our friend Brian and Alec each submitted picks for the podcast. So their picks are Raiders, Pats over 44.5. That was Alex. Brian's was Giants, Commanders under 40.5.
Oh,
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
Somebody else go
Yeah.
first. No dibs.
Grant, hit me. Let's look. I want Grant. Grant looks serious
Boys.
right now.
We're going back to the well, the sweet, sweet well that has given us so much to drink, and it's the Jets, the Jets, Jets, baby. Money line
They have bore so much fruit for us, Grant. They have so
They
much
really
fruit
have.
for
They're
us.
like the Texas first half like in college. They've been great. So we're gonna run with it. Yeah, I love the Jets team, like I said, to get right in this game against the Lions that I think people are overbuying on. So we'll see, but I love it.
Dylan.
Vikings Colts under 48.5.
I
Okay.
hate that play.
I would have loved that one, Dylan. That would have been a great one. Instead, I get Washington Commanders and Lions, and then blind.
You want it? You can switch it out if you haven't placed it
it's
already.
too late. It's too late.
They're already in, bro. There's no hesitation in this podcast. Trigger has been pulled.
Oh, wow. I hate that play. I'll be honest. I hate that play.
Where do the points get? Is Matt Ryan scoring points?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The guy might as well be.
Would
in a
you have said
cemetery.
if someone? Okay, Mac Jones scored almost 30 on this Vikings defense.
I told you, Mac Jones is decent on the road.
Oh, Mac
Thanksgiving
Jones is
Day.
not good. Stop that. The Vikings make quarterbacks look good.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not gonna argue there.
Matt Ryan's dead.
He is. He's a dead man walking. All right. I need y'all's advice on this because there's two, and one of them has an injury designation. I want to take the Eagles Bears over, but what if Justin Fields doesn't play? Because then I don't want to take that. Now what do we do? Because the other one I was looking at, Chiefs Texans under
I like that one.
49.5. Chiefs Texans under 49.5.
I like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go the under. We'll take the under. Chiefs Texans under 49.5. Book it. I feel like Dylan right now. I've got my Dylan hat on, the
Let's
Wilkerson
go.
ratings power cap on. Give me the under.
Oh man.
I'm
Sharpest out there.
all out of sorts now. My favorite pick this week is the Seahawks, by the way. But we're not taking a Thursday game in our,
Fair.
in the top parlay, baby. I'm not.
Carter, you know I'm with you on that game. We're riding that game, bro. I'm with you. there.
Man, I really want to take the Steelers +3.
Don't. You can't do that after the Panthers won us the parlay last week.
That is pretty
With
sad.
with that being said, Titans +3.
Oh man. Oh no.
Titans +3. It was going to be Colts Vikings over, but Dylan said it first, so I can't disagree.
Oh man.
I love the Colts Vikings game is going to be the one that's like 21-17 with 12 minutes left in the second quarter, and Red Zone's just on that game at 1 o'clock. Oh no, it's Saturday. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so many points. You know how many points happen on Saturdays?
You're jinxing the parlay. Stop that.
That means Christmas Eve is going to be over galore.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get into Christmas Eve games next week. All right, the podcast parlay this week is Jets money line, Colts, Vikings under 48.5, Chiefs, Texans under 49.5, and then Titans +3 to go back-to-back NFL parlays to go up 60 units. Who knows at this point? We're up so many units. We can't stop winning. The sharpest NFL podcast is back for another week. Another NFL parlay. It's going to hit again.
I mean, I'm feeling so confident. I'm out here taking unders in the parlay. I don't think I've done that all year. That's how confident I am in hitting this. That's how confident.
Welcome to the light side, Connor. Welcome to it. We're glad to have you.
My eyes have been open, Dylan. The under is just the way to go.
And then I'm going to add the Raiders, Pats over 44.5 and Commanders Giants under. So I'm going to get a little cocky on this one. I'm going to make it a 6-leg parlay as well. I'm going to hit the 4-1 for 1 unit and then like 0.3 units, 0.4 units. 6-leg parlays are ridiculous, but I am going to place it in there too. Shout out Brian. Shout out Alec for those picks. And then anything else, guys?
I think I'm good.
All right. Looking good. Looking forward to another profitable week. Speaking it into existence.
And I'm going to post all the picks. We had a little mishap on the podcast with the Zoom stuff. So if this does get out, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. This has been nothing short of a disaster. But if this does not get out, all my picks will be on cartercast.com this week, and I will do a thorough job of putting my picks together this week. A thorough job if this episode does not come out. But all right, that'll do it from us. Check out cartercast.com, picks, clips, blogs, you name it, it's on there. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Dylan, action article. Scroll to the bottom. Hit the green check mark. If you don't hit the green check mark, we will find you.
You'll be cursed for 7 years if you don't hit that.
Yeah, there you go. We won't kill you. We won't kill you. But yeah,
just curse.
Awesome. Follow all of us on Twitter at Wilkerson8Dylan, at Connor_Sparrow, at The Real Grant Farley, at CarterBA, at CarterCast on all social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Scroll down. I know you're watching this on YouTube. Don't lie to yourself. Hit subscribe. Just hit subscribe. It's easy. Doesn't take much. Hit subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.